Hello, hello. We're reading a new chapter of Kaiji, chapter 359. This one is called Rationality. The last one was called Barbarity, and it was indeed quite barbaric, with the second or perhaps even third major car chase sequence of this arc. Fukumoto expanding into all sorts of action movie genres in this saga of escaping with the money. I'm quite wrapped up in it. I gotta say, I was behind by quite a bit. I read like maybe 20 chapters or so, and I was so moved, so blown away by some of the developments, some of the twists. When he went and fought with the RV salesman, my heart just bloomed. And now they face their most immediate crisis yet. Someone just straight up chasing them in a sports car, convinced that he has found the debtors themselves, hoping to confirm their identity so he can call in Tei. How will they get out of this one? It's such a simple threat. And yet, what can they do but drive? The tank is running low on gas too. This is something that I have like a kind of a private, personal anxiety about. There was a time when I was a little kid and we got stranded on the side of the road because we ran out of gas. And so whenever I'm in the car with someone, I'm getting better about it now, but for a while I was really bad about leaning over to look at the gas tank. Are we gonna be okay? Are you sure you can make it? There's a gas station right over there. So I don't know, in this sort of situation I still feel the pressure. That needle ticking down to E. This is some dynamic paneling here. I gotta say, Fukumoto really embracing when he's doing these action sequences, car chases and fights and stuff, to never shy too far away from his very like descriptive paneling, his very like clearly showing the world and all the relations of the parts, but definitely some playfulness too. Like, how far can he go without losing, without compromising any of that? And this is a fantastic shot here, I think. You can see the Mazda through the back window. You can see their whole little setup. So cozy, and yet now kind of feeling claustrophobic. They're trapped in there with these big duffel bags full of money. Okay. Isn't that the Mazda back in there? By the way, I rode in a Mazda last night. Isn't that crazy? A friend of mine gave me a ride home from a party, and he has quite a nice Mazda. I was like, ooh. When I got in, I was like, whoa, is this a nice car? And he's like, yeah, this is a nice car. I'm like, well, even I knew it was a nice car. That must mean it's a really nice car. Four-way intersection from earlier, what should we do? Or should we just make a turn? Okay. Is he gonna try the Hank Hill technique? Where you go through, you slow down so you can go through right when it's yellow, and then they get stuck at the red, or stuck at the red. Maybe that would work on this guy, because, you know, he's still kind of hedging his bets. He's still not sure that this is the right people to pursue. Make a turn will be on a 4-lane road. Roads with a passing lane available, the Mazda is unrivaled. Comes on turning right or left and gets it right, he'd catch up to us in no time. It's better to stay on this 2-lane road. Whoa, I like this. These little tactical decisions, just like in a gambling arc from Fukumoto, and yet applied in the sweat-dripping minutia seconds of a car chase. I think it's kind of neat. Like, I find the tactics of car chase scenes in movies to sometimes be really exciting. My favorite of all time is one my dad showed me that he's a big fan of. In the Steve McQueen movie Bullet, there's an amazing car chase and just the psychological intensity. Not a word is spoken. It's not like Fukumoto where both characters are going on long introspective monologues trying to figure out what to do. It's just showing their faces. You're inferring their psyche as they respond to one another, chasing each other down these streets. Fantastic. Okay. Mario's freaking out. He's pretty happy that Kaiji's so reliable. Sasuga Kaiji-san. It's probably our best course of action right now. It's too soon to celebrate. Kaiji's assessment of the situation, his decision, is, in a sense, correct. It is logically sound. However, that logic, that outlook, that correctness of theirs is no good. That insight, that line of reason, happens to be I guess this is why this chapter is called Rationality. That Kaiji's rationality, which has carried him so far, his ability to analyze, dissect, evaluate, is going to backfire because this guy's just pissed off. This guy isn't calculating, trying to come up with the absolute best chance of catching them. He's not trying to reverse engineer Kaiji's psyche from the situation he knows at hand. He's just flooring it. He's just driving his car really fast and trying to see what he can make happen. Shared by the pursuer, Ikuma. Oh, never mind. It's the exact opposite. Ikuma might be a genius. By turn, there'll be a passing lane since the road splits into 4 lanes with difference in speed, and a Mazda is their opponent, a 4-lane road with a passing lane. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm way off. I thought he was just going to be like, floor it, all gas, no brakes. I'm going to just go straight. I'm going to go as fast as possible and try to catch up with them and not even think about the idea that they might have turned. You know, like rationality being defeated by that kind of irrationality. This is even more interesting. A true car chase chess match. It's the last thing they choose. He proceeds straight forward. An adversary can said to be cleverly logical. An adversary can be said to be cleverly logical. Such sensibility makes for a formidable foe. In this case, one must go against the norm. Rather than follow a path of logic, they should have made their decision on a brief consideration of the possible disadvantages. So here we can see the Mazda is still passing, going into the oncoming traffic lane and passing, which you know, is maybe questionably legal, depending on the way the road is indicated, and might not be an option if oncoming traffic is too heavy, but getting away with it. And Mario spots it, spots the Mazda coming. Poor Mario. You're kidding me. The winner of this gamble is Ikuma, 44 years old. And it's all because Kaiji wanted to go look at his car. It's interesting, right? That throughout this arc, it's not so much that Kaiji and the gang have been like slipping up and then being punished. It's not like that kind of easy cycle. It's a little more nuanced than that. There's a lot of circumstances emerging. It's hard to completely follow the chain of causality that leads to these crises. Like, you know, in the lovely, wonderful Kaiji and Co. camping arc, where they hang out with those 2 pervert dojin addicts, and Kaiji almost spills the beans because he's so drunk. Fantastic. But nothing of consequence came of that, right? It wasn't a lesson of, you know, you should hold your drink better, we should still be reserved, we shouldn't talk to people. There was no lesson at all. It was just a very silly adventure. I shouldn't say that. There were a lot of lessons, but it wasn't like they faced negative consequences and had to learn a lesson, so to speak. Whereas here, Kaiji, all he did was go and look at this car. He just happened to see it and go, you know, I kind of want to buy one of these once we get off scot-free with this money. Just keep your eyes to yourself, man. That's the lesson here. Let's hear the Mazda. This is a good face, too. Kaiji's always making the best faces. And the Mazda driver spots him, Ikuma, swerving in and out of the lanes, and now is right behind him again. But it's like, I don't know what his next step is. He's already tried jumping out, running around, and looking at them. That's no good. I think at this point he should know they're so suspicious he ought to just get the license plate and call that into Tei, right? That would be the pretty obvious move on my part. But he's very much driven by revenge. He's pissed off at them for making that scene earlier in traffic. He's just frustrated that he can't catch them. So I don't know what he's going to plan, though. Like, what can he possibly do to actually stop them? I don't know. Locked on again. Won't be getting away again. You won't be fooling me again. You won't fall for your stupid little traffic light trap again. Yeah, they already did that. They already did the Hank Hill move, kind of. I'm not carelessly getting out of my car either. Only do what's necessary. I'll just stick real close to you like this. Is he going to call in Tei now? I feel like he has more than enough evidence to call in Tei. Tei was feeling requests from, I saw a guy at the bank wearing a face mask. Wow, like this is well above and beyond the standard that most people follow when they've been reporting these things in. Due course, I'll win. Eventually, I'll win. I'll totally win. I'll win. I'll win. I'll win. It'll take a bit of time, but my victory is assured. It's inevitable, which is why there's no rush. Keep on following you like this. Mario falling into despair. This is quite the bad situation, I gotta say. But I don't know. There's still some logistical things. And in another series, I would be like, all right, well, if they get caught, they lose, right? It would have that kind of like glossing over effects. Most writers, you would allow that. Oh no, they've been caught. They're being pursued. The pursuer catches up. It's game over. But this is Fukumoto. These sort of logistical things matter. And we already had the scene where he gets out and tries to run around and look at them. So I'm curious, like, what is his actual next move? If he's just going to follow them like this. Yeah, they're running out of gas, but he doesn't know that. Only got a bit of gas left. It won't be long before this van from the center of the earth comes to a stop. For real this time, it actually seriously might be the end of everything. What will they do? What will they do? They can bulwark themselves again. Just pull the van off to the side of the road, lock all the doors, cover up all the windows, and just wait for him to leave. The classic waiting out Kaiji's mom strat. But then, of course, he would just call in Tei. I don't know. This is awkward. But it's awkward on both sides. Like, this guy doesn't know they're running out of gas. I'm not sure what his plan actually is. Even Kaiji is kind of freaked out. Is there anything left? Any breakthrough strategy? Any ingenious idea to leave pestilence behind? A secret plan, a survival tactic. The gas runs out, the van stops. Even if we make the van a temporary bulwark, that was my plan. So as not to reveal our faces, if he calls Tei and reports the situation, that was my first scene counter plan. You know, they'll come down there with the blow torches and just burn the doors open if they need to be. Only like that is plain suspicious. Only end in our capture. The end. Is this remainder the lifespan of our great getaway? Is it our lifespan? This one remaining little tick of gas. Kaiji, what will you do? Ooh! And suddenly he thinks of those two doujinshi-loving perverts whom we were just speaking so fondly of. They're dear friends. Could they somehow get them out of this jam? Kaiji does have their phone number. They do have cell phones. What could they possibly do to help? So maybe they pull over, they make the van a bulwark, they hold themselves up, and then, without ever revealing their faces, they get these guys to come down and harass Ikuma until he goes away. I don't know. It's pretty simple, pretty naive. I don't think Ikuma is going to leave that easily. And the Tei reinforcements are going to be on their way immediately. Yeah, okay. He looks at the card, but what can they do? What can they do? Okay, well, we'll find out. We will find out soon enough. I'm so excited to be reading this series again. I'm sorry that I missed, those probably like 20 or so chapters. But real glad to be back reading Kaiji with y'all again. Really happy that Fukumoto Crazy has picked it up once more. There was quite the situation. I don't know if people followed that at all. I was told about it. It was, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to get into it. But, yeah, Sonic Crazy, the kind of head of Fukumoto Crazy who did the translations, who was like a friend of the channel, who had left some really nice comments, had a very personal revelation about where he wanted to go in life, his faith, how he wanted to spend his time. I don't know. It's better to go and read it in his own words on their blog. But it looks like the rest of the staff has quite smoothly passed it over to a new team. We can see on the credits page at the end here. I love this credits page. Such a inspirational picture of the three of them, our Asian trio. But yeah, it looks like they have a new translator, two translators perhaps, Spanish and Gramercy. Japanese to English translator named Spanish. Interesting. So yeah, I was worried when this happened. At first I was worried that just nobody would pick it up again, and we would be bereft of Kaiji indefinitely, which would have been a tragedy. And then I was worried, even if another group does pick it up. I've been reading Fukumoto crazy scanlations of Fukumoto's stuff for years and years and years now. Like, a lot of what I think of as Fukumoto language, as how he writes his manga, is really more how these people translate it, how Sonic Crazy typically phrased things, and what word choices he used, and things like that. So I was worried it would feel weird, it would feel different, but I gotta say, I haven't noticed the thing. It's been a smooth meshing of the two translations, and I don't know if that was like deliberate. I don't know if they really studied Sonic Crazy stuff, or if it's more just this is kind of just the obvious way to do it, and it's how it makes sense. But yeah, it's been great. I'm so happy that we're going to get to continue to read this, and I hope Sonic Crazy is doing well wherever he is in life now. Okay, that's all. Bye-bye.